Taking the time to join us today for this short talk. It's only going to be a few minutes, but it's going to be packed full of good information for you. Today, we're going to talk about safety data sheets and how important it is that workers understand how to read them and where they're located throughout the workday. So we'll get into that. I'm Karen Johnson, and I'm safety supervisor with the safety department in FFEA Mutual. And this is a little guide for the icons that are along the bottom of your screen and some resources we have available. So let's get to why we're here, understanding safety data sheets. And this complies with Hazard Communication 1910-1200. Okay, I want to start with a poll question and just click on the answer. Are your safety data sheets updated in your facility? Click yes if you know they are, click no if you know they're not, and click I don't know if you don't know. Okay, so look, employers have to ensure that there is a safety data sheet for each hazardous chemical in your workplace, and you have to ensure it's been updated. Okay, so you don't want to ever allow a chemical in the workplace that doesn't have an SDS for it. Okay, even if you get a product from like Lowe's or Home Depot, an example would be PVC glue. If you purchase that, you want to go to the counter and have them print you a safety data sheet for that product. Okay, never allow employees to bring chemicals into the workplace without a safety data sheet. If your safety data sheet is more than 3 years old, you'll want to need to ensure it gets updated. So look, I have a little suggestion for you. If you have someone on light duty or restricted work duty, this is a good project for someone in that position. Okay? So it's important. OSHA and the federal government requires that employees must know and understand how to read these safety data sheets. They have to know and understand what chemicals they're working with. Okay. Employers have to ensure that employees know where to get the safety data sheet and how to ascertain the information from the safety data sheet when they need it. Okay. Usually, when an employee needs a safety data sheet, it's during an emergency situation. So examples would be during a major spill, getting the chemical on them, or having an accident with the chemical. That's when they need it. Okay. So here's an example safety data sheet. The safety data sheet has to provide comprehensive information about a chemical substance or a mixture. So the primary use is that is specific to the workplace. And remember, employers and workers use a safety data sheet as a source of information about the hazards and how to obtain advice on safety precautions like first aid measures, personal protective equipment, how to protect themselves for the end user. Okay. So safety data sheets have to be accessible to the workers in their work area throughout their entire workday. So they cannot be locked up in an office somewhere, and they can't have to go far to get it. So they have to be able to access them at all times. It can be electronic, it can be a paper copy, but they have to be able to have it. So your written safety program should document who's responsible for obtaining and maintaining your safety data sheets. Okay. It also, how are they maintained in the workplace? So are they in a notebook somewhere or a binder somewhere? Is it electronically? Workers have to know that, and you have to be able to get, if they are electronically, you have to be able to get to them in an emergency. If the power goes out, if the internet goes down, how are they going to get to them? Okay, you have to have that contingency plan in place. Okay. Also, there has to be procedures to follow when they're not received at the time of first shipment. Who's How are you going to obtain those? What do you do if that happens? Those procedures need to be in writing, okay? If you have a chemical or if you have a shipment of chemical, you cannot receive it without an SDS. It shouldn't cross your threshold, okay? Now, there's 16 sections to the new safety data sheet format. The sections don't change. Each section has the same information. That's the beauty of these new safety data sheets. They're formatted in such a way that the end user will be able to go to a certain section and get the information they need without having to thumb through the whole thing, okay? The most important, the first three sections talk about what the product is, how it's made up, the composition of it, the name of it, and all of that. What I'd like to do is go over the most important sections to the end user, and that's section 4 is first aid measures. You're always going to find first aid measures in section 4. Firefighting measures. How do you fight it if it catches fire? Do you put water on it? Do you not put water on it? All of that's going to be in section 5. Accidental release measures. It's important to know how to clean up certain chemicals if they get spilled and in what quantities. Cleaning up a small spill of chlorine is a lot different than cleaning up a large chlorine spill. So that'll tell you how to handle those. Also, how do you store it? What do you store it with? That'll tell you as well in section 7. Section 8 refers to how to protect the end user when using it. Personal protective equipment they have to use. Does it have to be used in a ventilated area? That section 8 tells you that on the safety data sheet. So, quick knowledge check. I want you to answer this. In which section of the safety data sheet would you find information for a worker to get if they got a chemical on them, okay, on their skin? Would it be section 2, hazard identification, section 4, first aid measures, or section 8, PPE? So in what section, if they got it on them, the chemical, what section would they refer to? Click and submit, okay? If you answered section 4, you were correct. That is the answer, okay? So section 9 deals with physical and chemical properties, and section 10, stability and reactivity, okay? What's it react to? How stable is it? Okay, those are important things to know, and that it's more technical information, but it is important, okay? Sections 12, 13, 14, and 15 are required by other agencies, such as EPA and DOT. So those aren't regulated by OSHA, but they are important for you to know, okay? So remember, the most important sections for workers are section 4 through 10. And the beauty of the new format for the safety data sheet is that they let the user know where to locate the information on the safety data sheet. They're all standardized formatting. Okay, so remember that. So that it's important that employees understand this format and know what information they need to access when they're looking at the safety data sheet, okay? What you might want to do also is highlight the areas that are important to them on the safety data sheet when you get it in, okay? I want to thank you so much for attending. And if you need further help, or if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at any time. Thank you so much and have a safe day.